So my son Ralph and I were sitting around trying to figure out what our next project was going to be, kicking around some ideas, and all of a sudden this happened. So either we have a defective smoke detector or we need a battery change. Either way, we're going to go out to the garage, go to the workshop, we're going to grab a drop cloth, we're going to grab a ladder and some tools and see what we're going to do. Be right back. Alright, so here we are trying to make that smoke detector stop beeping. First thing we're going to take is the ladder. The ladder's always hung up here. We have a wood ladder. A little old-fashioned, but when you do electrical work, you should either have a non-conductive wood ladder or fiberglass ladder works. We're going to need this, and we're going to need a drop cloth to put on the floor. Trust me, after working in residences for more than 30 years, no matter where you are, especially in your own home, you want to protect the floor. You have wood floors, things drop sometimes, a screwdriver. I've had it where something would fall and actually stuck into a customer's wood floor, which I had to repair at that point. So simple things like you take a few minutes to prepare the work site properly, you won't have issues like that. So we're going to put this drop cloth down. I'm going to grab that ladder and we'll put a couple of tools together. Anytime we're doing electrical work, all right, the same tools pretty much. Get the bag together. I've got a multimeter, just in case you want to test some power. Always my client. Electrician screwdriver. We take my 4-way. Always helpful to have the 4-way. And we'll grab a flashlight. Some electrical tape. If we're going to work with electricity, it might be live. We'll take some safety goggles. That's a good pair of safety goggles, right? And it never hurts to have a screw gun just in case. Alright, let's load it up and let's get rolling. See you inside. Alright, here we are. Make a safe, clean workplace. First thing you gotta do is put down drop cloth in the work area. Make sure you're shaking it out from the previous job. You don't want to dump garbage all over your house. Good. Normally I do not keep my shoes on in the house, but it's hard to work on the ladder without shoes. Normally we take them off. When you go into someone's house, it's always nice to ask though. I'm going to grab the ladder. And I'm going to set this up over here. My son Ralph has the camera now, but we're going to switch off and he's going to show you how to replace the battery. And then we'll see what happens from there. Alright Ralph, let me have this. Let me come around and get behind the camera. How's the light look? Okay, good. That's Ralph. Ralph, what are you doing now, bro?
Oh, I'm gonna show you how to switch out the battery.
Okay.
So
what are you doing? Tell us.
You want to hold one side of it with your non-dominant hand. I think it's easier to pull the tray out with your dominant hand because you have more control. And keep your thumb under it so the battery does not fall out. And once you have it, you can take the battery out. And the smaller side, it even shows it on the side, is the positive side. The larger side is the negative side. And you want to match it up on here. It shows where the positive and negative go. So to put it back in, you put it in the correct way.
Well, let me get you a fresh battery. Here, come on down. We're going to show you quick how to use a multimeter. Ralphie, it is in my bag in the black case. Okay, unzip it. Oh, it's already open, good.
Yeah.
Pop it out, and you're going to press that big gray button one time. This is an auto sensing multimeter. It's mid-range to low-range pricing on the market. It's good for home use. My professional ones I keep at work. They're a little better for diagnosing, but for most of the stuff we do around the house, this one is more than adequate. So now it's having a 0 reading. Unwrap the leads, and we're going to test that battery you just took out. A lot of times the battery, it's a 9-volt battery. When it's under load and it's inside of the device, it'll be a low reading, and if you take it out and it sits out for a little bit, the voltage will climb back up. It'll get a false reading, but once you take it right out right away, let's see what happens. So the red's going to go on the positive. Which one's the positive?
Positive is the small one.
Right, okay, so let's see the red on the positive. Hold the battery, and then the black on the negative. Let's see what the reading says. We're reading 6.7 volts. Alright, so it should read 9 volts. If this was sat out for a little longer, the reading would probably climb up a little higher. But then once you put it back in the device and it came under load, the voltage would drop. So let's test out this other battery we have lying around. I've mixed them up. I'm not sure if this is a new one or an old one. Let's see what it says. 9.1. Oh, that's awesome. That must be the new one. Good. Let's take that and go put it in.
You want to make sure to match up your sides correctly, and you want to push it in, and you hear a pop, and you want to get it back in, and once you close it about halfway, the battery can't fall out anymore, so then you can push it in all the way fully.
Okay, let's see what happens. Let it run for a minute, see if that battery takes, and if not, we could have a defective unit. This one, the instructions say it should beep about approximately once every 30 seconds to a minute if it's a bad battery. And it's been beeping about once a minute. Well, let's see if this new battery is good. If not, we might have a defective unit. So, in the meantime, Ralph, you want to pack? We have 2 batteries left. Why don't we figure out which one of these is any good? That Duracell one we know is no good. What about that Energizer?
Energizer one. Gotta make sure you're on the right side.
All right, what do we got?
8.8.
It says 8.8. Okay, so we'll hold on to that one for use. That one might still be good. Awesome. But we know this Duracell is bad. This should be recycled. We usually drop them off at the local place. I think a couple of the local stores have an electronics bin. Some of the buildings have an electronics bin. You take these and drop them in. It's not good to throw them in the garbage. The older batteries are lead. Some of them are lithium. Just not good practice to put these in the regular garbage. So we keep a bag and then we dump them off once a month. Well, alright, it's been about a minute. I think we're good. No more beeping. Just wanted to give you the fast look at the inside of the smoke detector to let you know if we did have to change it, what goes on. I'm going to hand the camera off to Ralph. You got it, buddy? Alright, smoke detectors. Most of them come off with a half rotation to the left, counterclockwise. And this particular brand is hardwired, which means it takes power from the house, in addition to a battery backup. It does 2 functions. Well, this one is 3. It's a smoke and fire and carbon monoxide and natural gas. We chose this natural gas unit to put by the kitchen in case there's a leak on the stove. When you place them, you don't want to be too close to the stove because you get a lot of false alarms. People end up taking the battery out and disabling them, and it doesn't do you any good. There it goes. It's been disconnected. That's an alarm to tell you your power failed. Most of these units, the combination battery hardwire units, have these 3-prong plugs, slightly different configuration. You'll see 3 wires up top. There's the hot and the neutral. That 3rd wire is called a signal wire. We have 10 smoke detectors throughout the house. And when I remodeled the house, I ran 3 conductors from smoke detector to smoke detector, so that if we get a reading in one, all of them go into the alarm state. After I did this, Nest came out with a unit that is remote and wireless connectability. So if you just have a power source, you don't have to worry about interconnecting them with a 3rd wire. You can just program them all together and they all beep at the same time wirelessly, which is a great feature. I'm more of a hardwired guy. If something goes wrong with the program or the transmission, it might get interrupted for an emergency. But I think for me, the 3 wires is the way to go. So that's how it would look if we had to change the unit. We'd have to swap it out. If we got the same type, we'd pop the battery in and use the harness. Otherwise, we'd change the harness. I'm just going to put this back. All right. Get it up in place. There's 2 little tabs. Sometimes getting them in's a little tricky. You got to line up the tabs and 1 twist and you're good. All right, so we're done. See you next time. Don't forget to like.